Hello dear all, this is Sadanand Malik welcomes you all in entire physics. And in today's class we will discuss about Coulomb's law in electrostatic. So actually Coulomb's law explain the force acted between two static charges. Static charges means if two charges are placed at a fixed distance from each other, then it is known as static charges. So here actually regarding force we will discuss about some points, because if two charges q1 and q2 are placed at a particular distance r, then obviously if q1 and q2 comes under the electric field of one another, then a force will be acted upon q1 and q2. We have to discuss about the nature of this force or the behavior or property of this force. So actually first thing that should be noted, the force between two static charges is always proportional to the product of magnitude of charges. Means suppose force is proportional to the product of magnitude of charges. It means if we increase the magnitude of any of the charge, then the force will be increased. So here whatever the force, it is proportional to q1 and q2. This is the first formula. Second condition is that if the separation between two static charges, means if we increase this separation, then the force will decrease in square proportional. So here let us see the force between two static charges are inversely proportional to the square of separation between them. So we may write F is inversely proportional to R square. So this is the second formula. Next thing, obviously if q1 and q2 are placed at a particular separation, then a force will be exerted by q1 upon q2. Suppose this force is marked as F1, that is exerted by q1, and obviously a force will be exerted by the charge q2 upon the charge q1. So this force is denoted by F2, and it is well known that the forces are vector quantities. So here F1 and F2 are also vector quantities. So what should be their direction? So here whatever the nature of charge q1 and q2, either they may be like charges, just as positive or negative, or we can say one is positive and other is negative, but the direction of F1 and F2 are always opposite to one another. Here if we consider the first condition, that both the charges are positive, then what will happen? Let's see. Here the force F1 that is exerted by q1 upon q2, it will try to repel q2. It means the direction of force F1 will be towards q2, it will try to repel q2 charge. Similarly, because q2 is positive, so this F2 force will try to repel q1, means the direction of F2 is along this direction. So here in this case, when both the charges are taken as positive, then the direction of force F1 and F2 are always opposite to one another. Next, let us consider if both the charges are negative. If Q1 is negative and Q2 is also negative, then again Q1 will try to repel Q2 and Q2 will try to repel Q1. Means here the F1 will be acted upon Q2 to repel this charge Q2. Similarly, force F2 will be try to repel Q1. Again, on considering both the charges as negative, the direction of forces F1 and F2 are opposite to one another. Next thing, let us consider the unlike charges. Means one charge is positive, other is negative. Then what should be its direction? Let's see. Suppose Q1 is negative and Q2 is positive. So here now this F1 will try to attract Q2 charge towards the Q1. Means here now this force F1 will try to attract Q2. Similarly, now because Q2 is positive and Q1 is negative, so this F2 force will try to attract Q1. So here again the direction of force F1 and F2 are opposite to one another. So in both cases, either the charges may be like charges or unlike charges. It is found that the direction of two forces will always be opposite to one another. So the third point is that the forces exerted to one another are always in opposite direction. In opposite direction. Fourth point, let us consider. Actually here the direction of forces are always opposite to one another, but we can see force F1 and force F2 will always acted along a line which joining the two charges. Means here if we join the two charges by a straight line, then the direction of F1 and direction of F2 is always along the line joining the two charges Q1 and Q2. So the fourth point is the force between two charges are directed along the line joining the two charges. So this is the fourth point. Now let us consider again. Actually the magnitude of these charges F1 and F2 are always equal. Means here if we consider their magnitude, means F1 and F2, then their magnitude proved by Newton's third law, by the force of action and reaction. So here F1, mod of F1 and mod of F2 are always equal to one another. Means same amount of force will be exerted to one another charges. This is the next point. Fifth point, the magnitude of forces between two static charges are equal. Next, so these are the points which explain the behavior of force between two static charges. So here now if we combine this condition, means condition first and condition second means F is proportional to Q1 and Q2 and F is proportional to 1 upon R square. Then from equation or from condition first and second, we have, or we may write, F is proportional to Q1 into Q2 upon R square. Now, on replacing this proportionality sign with equality, we have a proportionality constant that is taken as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square, where epsilon naught is electric permittivity and its value is 8.85 into 10 raised to power minus 12 Faraday per meter. But here in this formula, actually force is a vector quantity, but here on right hand side each of the quantity are scalar. So we have to write this formula in vector form. So in vector notation, we may write force F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square, and the entire quantity on right hand side should be multiplied with a unit vector r cap. So here this unit vector r cap having the value vector r means the separation between two static charges. It should be divided by its magnitude, mod of r. It is a unit vector along the line joining the two charges. So here this is the complete formula of Coulomb's law. It should be remembered always because in electrostatic it have a very unique role. Thank you.